Do a walkthrough for a level that I've made over the last couple months at Full Sail University. My level is called The Factory. The player, as soon as he enters the area, is given his main objective to find the secret blueprint. He then receives another objective to find a way in, and the door isn't working. So, a little observation, finds a gear nearby in a gearbox, plugs it in, and what do you know, the door opens. As soon as the player enters the next area, he will see a couple collectible items glowing up in the rafters and on shelves, a mysterious blue object in a central room, wonder what that could be, and the familiar gearbox that he just learned about on the door. He'll also receive his third objective to ride the conveyor belt into the next area, but he'll have to find that missing gear first. Once he finds the missing gear in a nearby old forklift, he can plug it in and ride the conveyor belt into the next area. The collectibles here are mostly for extras and completionists type stuff. The console will also notify him again that he needs to turn on the lights, and a red glowing button nearby presses it, turns on the lights in the next area, actually activating the smelters, and the factory's molten metal systems come online. While avoiding the molten metal being dripped out of buckets and these big pits, the player can follow some breadcrumbs to a big physics object that he can drop into the pits, allowing him to jump over unscathed. The player does it for the second time. He will receive his fourth objective of another broken door. Stay ahead. But this time, this door is missing 2 gears. So, as the player starts to learn even more, the gears can be found in old mechanical objects like a robotic arm. And now that one's in, oh, we still need one. Okay, put that up here. And what do you know? There's another gear on an old rock elevator. So this is a good difficulty spike for the player. Has to carry the gear while avoiding the molten metal pits and jumping. Plugs it in, gets to progress. When the player enters the next room, he receives an alert that the smelting process is overheating and the cooling system needs to be turned on for the plant. Right off the bat, he'll also see a green plus sign on the box, and if he explores it while taking damage, if he's taking damage, he will actually be able to receive health. Another thing he'll notice is one of the collectibles on top of a smasher. If he's careful enough, he can actually jump up on top of this smasher and get the object. We will follow the steam vents to the cooling pipes, which will be activated to turn on the cooling system. There are 2 that need to be turned on. So the player can do that. And once done, the cooling system turns on the fan ducts, and the player receives a notification that perhaps he can use those fan ducts to find his way to that central room. Using what we've learned about the smashers, we can jump up on there and follow a few more breadcrumbs towards the fans. And what do you know, there it is. Being careful not to take too much damage from those fan blades. The player progresses to the next area, and he finds himself on the second floor where he receives another objective of the conveyor belt complex. Looking for the gear in a familiar forklift. Turns on the conveyor belts, but this time he's got to avoid robotic arms and smashers to ride into the next area. Player takes a little bit of damage, no fret, there's a health pack. You'll also receive another notification that there's another gear missing, and hey, there's something mysterious up on top of that smasher. Well, you know it's a gear. Pull that down, plug her in, and ride to the next area. Being careful because the difficulty is getting a little more harder here with the inclines and more robotic arms and smashers. You ride into the next area where you can then find the last gear needed on another robotic arm and ride the last conveyor belt in, being very careful to not get stuck under one of the smashers because they're moving slower, which actually ramps up the difficulty here. And ride the conveyor belt into the central area where he'll see a blue glow ahead and be notified, hey, look at those blueprints. Once he completes the main objective, the player will have to find his way out of the factory. The fan ducts might be a good way, but that fan looks a little too fast. Maybe if I explore around, I find a little bit of debris that I can block the fan with. In doing so, the fan blades stop. But what's that noise? The player's been alerted that the cooling system has gone offline, and due to that, the player now has to escape the factory while molten metal is pouring through the ventilation shafts due to the overheating of the plant. While avoiding blades in the molten metal, the player runs for his escape and dives out to the exit and makes it, where he then can transition on to the further levels and what's up ahead. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned because it'll look prettier one day. Thank you.